So I picked up one of these remote control cars from eBay, and the posting says it goes 70 kilometers per hour. So it's at like a little over 40 miles per hour for us here in the US. So I figure before I work on the car, take advantage of the dry day and use it. Damn, so I thought my camera was recording, but I guess not. And I think I already broke it, damn it. Yeah, this thing's too fast for its own good. Look at that, super cool. Now I gotta fix it. But yeah, today I wanted to work on the WRX. It is now 32,000 miles and I wanted to change the diff and transmission fluid. So let's go ahead and get the car put on the quick jack. And the only specialized tool that you need is this T70 Torx bit. Shout out to Company 23 for sending me this. I heard a lot of good things about this company, so I picked one up from them. And 7590 Gear Oil from Subaru. I'm just using the OEM one. I don't want to deal with all the other ones and stuff like that. So this should do fine. The only slight issue that I found in the manual is that the transmission takes 7580, but those only come in the 5-gallon drums, and so 7590 is okay, they said. It just might affect performance just a little bit, but that's what we have to deal with since I don't want to spend like $1,000 for that barrel. So first thing we're gonna do is lift the car up and then get it drained out and then swap out the fluids. Should be pretty easy. And one annoying thing with the quick jack system is that it comes with these blocks. That's great, but you need these ones right here for your pinch welds. So I had to get this separately. Just a little annoying, but what are you gonna do? At least they gave you these ones right here. Okay, I think I got the blocks all lined up, and now I'm ready to raise it up. This thing gets pretty high up there. I'm still using jack stands on all corners just because I'm a little scary. Let me look at it, you know? So let's start by draining the rear diff. So we're gonna start with removing that top bolt right there. That's the fill hole. You always wanna make sure you take the top one off in case you can't get the bottom off. You don't wanna run your car dry without any fluid. So I'm gonna try to take off that top one and then go for the bottom one. Ooh. Finally. So this is after 32,000 miles, if you guys can see the drain plug. And it's, sorry about the noise outside, but yeah, this is magnetized right here. So you kind of just want to wipe that stuff off. Look at that. Ooh, nasty. Yeah, let's get it cleaned up here, and then we'll start to pump up some new fluid into the diff. We need about 0.8 quarts. All right, quick recap on what we're doing so far. First started off by prying off the fill plug, which is the top hole right there, and then pull the actual drain plug, and we're just waiting for it to drain. Clean this guy off, which had little metal particles that came from the factory. I mean, I'm not surprised after 32,000 miles it has that. Try to use the impact gun on these, but there's not enough room because of my exhaust, so I just ended up finding the power to pry it out with this, and yeah, it was a little tough. So as mentioned, we need 0.8 quarts of fluid, and I got this pump to pump in the fluid, and then we're gonna torque it down to 37 foot-pounds after it finishes draining, and then we'll start on the transmission fluid. That is it's about good. So I'm gonna plug the bottom one back in after I wipe it, and then we'll get this thing filled up. Go, and then let's torque it down to 37 foot-pounds. There we go. So it's starting to spill, which means it's pretty full. So it's one more for good measure, or two more actually. There we go. that back up. And then same thing, torque it down to 37 foot-pounds. A little trick I learned from WRX Garage, shout out to you, is to draw a line on the plug and the actual diff. You'll be able to tell if it moves or not. So I really like that idea. Shout out to you, man. Look at that though. Eeh. All right, let's start on the transmission. Pretty simple. We just want to hit that bolt right there with the T70 Torx bolt. So let's go ahead and do that. So while that's draining, I want to mention something. If your car somehow has the aluminum gasket, mine has the copper one or the metal one of the two, and my point is the two torque specs are different. According to what I see online, if you have the aluminum gasket, then your torque spec for this guy right here should be 32.5 foot-pounds. Since I have this one, which I have a new one to replace it with actually, it is gonna be 51.6 foot-pounds, so make note of that. We're gonna need 3.5 quarts of these guys right here, so should be just about done draining. So let's go ahead and get this torqued on there. All right, so it's a little hard to see, but you wanna fill up the transmission fluid through that dipstick right there where my light is. Either get a long funnel, hit it from the top, or I got one of these right here. So you just stick the bottle on there and then stick the tube in that port, and hopefully it goes in there. Either way, it's kind of an awkward spot because I'm on the bottom, but yeah, it's right there. So you take that dipstick out and then you should be ready to add some fluid in there. All right, so it's torqued down 51.6 foot-pounds, wiped it clean. I'm gonna start off by pumping 3 quarts in there and then level it as necessary. I couldn't access the fill hole from the bottom, so I'm just doing it from the top. But this is a note to myself and everyone else out there: get a long funnel, the ones with the flexible hoses. I thought this was gonna work, but it does work. It's just it's taking a long time to fill up since it has to breathe, and then you kind of have to squeeze the bottle in there. But yeah, thank you to my lovely helper for shining the light. Okay guys, so we got it all completed. The transmission and differential fluid has been swapped. Just a reminder, drive the car a little bit, see if it feels any different or if there's any clunkiness to it, and then check the fluid level again in a day or so. So again, it wasn't too hard. Big thanks to the quick jack system. If it wasn't for that, then yes, it would take me a little longer, but you know, it took a lot of time as well, even with those jacks, just because I was still trying to get used to it. Like I mentioned, I wanted to focus really on being safe under those things since it's my first time really lifting the car up that high. I mean, if you guys saw, it was like at least this high, the roof at least. And yeah, it's just kind of a scary experience, you know. I mean, you wouldn't want to go out that way under a car. At least you did what you loved, and you know, if that ever happens and stuff. No, I'm just joking, but yes, the transmission and differential fluid has been swapped. I know a lot of people are going to question why I didn't go with Motul for the gear oil, and that's because my reasoning is that the manual calls for 75/80 for the transmission fluid, but again, like I mentioned, they don't have those available in these little quarts. So 75/90 is the most likely the next best option, and that's what I stuck with. And plus, I didn't want to spend a lot of money on the Motul and all the good stuff. I use that for the engine oil. So I mean, I figure if it did well for 32,000 miles, it can last another 32,000. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.